Enceladus, the moon that could have life. Do you know that in our solar system there is a moon that is right now, at this very moment, shooting water fountains into space? And the craziest thing is that scientists say beneath this moon, there is an entire ocean where life could exist. And now the new discoveries of 2025 and 2026 have shaken scientists worldwide, because chemicals have been found there that exist in the stage just before life forms. So could life really exist somewhere else in our own solar system? And if yes, what would that life look like? And the biggest question, will we humans ever go there and see it with our own eyes? What is Enceladus? When we talk about searching for life in space, most people think of Mars. But the real action is hidden in a tiny moon of Saturn called Enceladus, just 500 kilometers wide. That's smaller than the distance between Delhi and Mumbai. This moon is so small that if you placed it on a map of India, it would fit inside a small state. It was discovered back in 1789 by astronomer William Herschel, but no one at that time had any idea that this small ice-covered ball would one day shake the world of science. The 2005 discovery. That explosion happened in 2005 when NASA's Cassini spacecraft, passing near Enceladus, saw something that stunned the entire scientific community. They observed massive water fountains shooting from the south pole of this moon, going hundreds of kilometers up into space. Since Enceladus is so small, its gravity is very weak. The water easily shoots out into space, and this water wasn't coming from somewhere. Else, it was coming from beneath the icy surface of the moon. This meant there was a vast ocean inside, and this discovery instantly made Enceladus one of the most fascinating places in the solar system. Why isn't it frozen? Enceladus orbits Saturn, which is so far from the sun that temperatures drop to 200 degrees, yet the water inside Enceladus remains liquid. The reason is tidal heating. Think of a rubber band. When you stretch and release it repeatedly, it gets warm. Similarly, Saturn's massive gravity pulls Enceladus, and Saturn's other moons also pull it with their gravity. This constantly changes Enceladus's shape slightly, creating internal friction that generates enough heat to keep the ocean liquid. This heat is what makes Enceladus a living moon, creating the chemical reactions and conditions necessary for life.
The 2025 discoveries. When scientists reanalyzed Cassini's old data more deeply in 2025, they found things no one expected. The water of Enceladus contained not just simple organic molecules, but very complex and advanced organic compounds. Organic in science means carbon-based molecules, and carbon is the foundation of all life, because carbon atoms easily bond with other atoms to form long chains and complex molecules. The organic molecules found in Enceladus contained not just carbon but also nitrogen and oxygen, molecules that exist in the stage just before amino acids form. Amino acids are the building blocks of proteins, and without proteins, life is not possible. Scientists confirmed in 2025 that complex organic compounds, like alkenes, esters, and ethers are present there, compounds that only form through multi-step chemical reactions. This is evidence that Enceladus's ocean is chemically very active. Fresh samples from another world. Another major 2025 finding was that the ice particles collected by Cassini were completely fresh, meaning they hadn't been damaged by space. Radiation. This means those particles traveled from Enceladus's ocean to Cassini within just a few minutes. This is the first time we have received a direct sample from another world's ocean without going there, without any drilling, because Enceladus itself is throwing its ocean samples out and we just need to collect them. Global heating system. Earlier, it was believed that only the south pole of Enceladus was warm. But in 2025, scientists found that the North Pole is also warmer than expected, about 60 degrees Celsius more than anticipated. This means there is a global heating system inside. Enceladus, heat spread throughout the entire moon, not just one part. This suggests the ocean inside could be spread across the entire moon too. Scientists also calculated that the heat being generated inside equals the heat escaping outside, a perfect balance. meaning the ocean is stable and could last for billions of years. And if an ocean remains stable for billions of years, life has plenty of time to develop. The big debate. A debate began in 2025. Were those organic molecules formed inside the ocean or on the surface from space? Radiation hitting ice? Some scientists believe radiation can trigger chemical reactions on ice producing organic molecules. But others argue the molecules are too complex to form from radiation alone. They need an active chemical environment found only inside the ocean. Laboratory experiments in 2026 recreated Enceladus-like conditions and found that yes, these molecules can form on their own inside the ocean, with just three things: water, heat, and minerals. All three are present in Enceladus, from possibly to fully habitable. The biggest shift of 2026 is that scientists who previously called Enceladus potentially habitable now consider it fully habitable. Potentially habitable means life might exist if everything goes right. Fully habitable means all necessary ingredients for life are present. Now we just need to check whether life is actually there. Three solid pieces of evidence. Liquid water exists. Energy comes from tidal heating. And complex organic chemistry is happening. The question is no longer whether life can exist. The question is whether life does exist. What would life there look like? Life there would likely be very simple. Single-celled microbes like bacteria, living in dark, warm water and surviving on chemical energy since sunlight never reaches there. On Earth, such organisms exist near hydrothermal vents at the bottom of the ocean with no sunlight, getting energy from chemical reactions. Similarly, life in Enceladus could exist near warm water springs at the ocean floor. Over millions of years, those organisms could become more complex, perhaps an entire ecosystem, running completely in the dark. What's next? NASA and other space agencies are planning a new mission to NASA and other space agencies are planning a new mission to Passan and a new mission to Penma, Enceladus in the next 10 to 15 years, to collect samples from those fountains and search for signs of life. If life is found, it will be one of the greatest discoveries in human history, proving life is not limited to Earth and can exist anywhere water, heat, and chemicals come together. If a tiny moon like Enceladus can have life, then Europa and Titan could too. Our solar system could be full of life. We just need to find it. The wait is on for the day we peer into Enceladus